Welcome to another Bunkai Strategies, and this week we're going to take a little look at a move which is shown in Kanku Sho, and it's kind of duplicated in meikyo. It features a lot of similarities to moves that you see in Basai Sho and the like. And it's this thing where you're supposedly grasping a bow. In fact, the technique is sometimes called bow dori, grabbing the stick. And it starts off with some kind of position where you're supposed to be catching the stick like this. And in Basai, we lift it. And in Kanku, it's projected down and away. And in meikyo, you do this and then you reverse the grip. And sure enough, if you do those things violently, you're going to dislodge the grip of the person who's got the stick. The big question comes in who's going to attack you by pressing the stick at this kind of angle so that you can catch it like that. Because his best bet with that stick is just to bring it straight down on my head, and then this hand's not grabbing it because the top of it's too high for that, or the bottom of it's too high for that. So, seeing that that's not how we use it, or perhaps even just to say that these days there's not so many people around who attack you with bow staff or 6 foot long sticks, then we need a different application for today. So what we'll do is we'll have a look at that most common of attacks, the big hook. And if I just reverse the position that's in the kata so that we can do the big right hook, what we're going to do is we're going to meet that, and as that comes in here, this hand's going to shoot down. And if it shoots down, you can see that the target's quite logical. So it'll come down here like this. And with that in place, this is the bow catching position. Then from there, instead of trying to lift, if we just corkscrew downwards, we get a projection into them. So we get this. And that's going to help us. Now if I hang on to the arm, then I'm going to get something even better. If we go through some bunkai, that's analysis, then we can see a couple of things happen. From the reception, ignore the strike for a minute, this hand twists over and comes down. Now that is going to open up a whole new set of targets. And at the same time, this is on and it's projecting away. So if I maintain it as a back stance, as you do in Kanku Sho, we get that. And if I change it to the way it's done in meikyo, then you get a full shunt with your upper arm as well, shoulder. And then again from meikyo you have the twist over to conclude the move. If we take a look at that just from a different angle and we say, I'd like to do something different with it. First thing is the use of back stance as a primary catching position. Now, a lot of the time we wouldn't want to be caught on the inside of an attack if we could possibly help it. So when that comes in, if I get stuck here, I'm at risk from that. So this has got to be immediate. But if I can manage it, I can change to bring this way and come up here. And we make that ready position of catching the bow over here and get this coming down and hold it. And the lift of your elbow to that catching position is what pulls them around. Now obviously there is a risk there. The risk is that he could punch you on the way through. But if we work fast enough or we hit him hard enough with the initial interception, then that's not such a great risk. It's something to consider at least. The other one we might try and do is that as that hook comes in, skip past and come to the outside. This time, by making the elbow face the floor, we turn the other weapon away and get this strike into here, and therefore that's my bow catching position. And then, by screwing it back down, we get this, which is the push with the stick. If we maintain it, we can use the same technique to lock the joint. So for instance, we'll come under here, we'll get the strike and the raise, and then we'll push this down and we'll set it. And then if we use the meikyo posture, we're going to be projecting to here, and then we're going to screw this back into here and use the back leg to lock it up while we pull away. So all sorts of different things we can do. One of the ones that we like to use sometimes is just to not look at gripping so much as the process of moving. And that might include, again, we go for the big hook, we bring that into here, bring this up here, and come through here. And now this up arm turns into something like an agiyuki, and we're using the motion to receive and pull. And there's your bow catch. Any kind of hang on becomes this way or this way, because we'd have the latch. If we haven't got the latch, we've still got a throw. And this idea revolves around you moving and not standing still and looking at the individual postures. If the end% of the kata only features forwards and back shifting, that doesn't mean to say that we'll do the kata facing this way. It could be that we start our situation here, and when this comes in here, I'm actually going to do my kata facing over there, because that's where we're going to take it to. So looking at those as alternatives for where you want to be for that kind of move. Last one, I guess, is to have a slightly deeper look at this thing. If we can get it in place, then seizing here and using your little finger to change the direction is a big clue to why you might have your hand up there and bring it down to here. So you say, well, how do I do that? Well, we'll be in here going, I don't want to fight. As soon as that comes in, we're just going to come in straight away. We're not going to try and block anything else. We're just going to see straight in. We know it's going to be off-putting for them to try and do anything else as soon as we take their balance. Now this is a balance take away, meaning I push him away from me, but I'm also going to spiral that back in and pull it down towards me, which is all going to stop these other limbs from being used to attack with any great strength or ferocity. So what does the other hand do while you're doing that? Well, first thing is to not get hit and seize in here. Now I've got my hand up the wrong way for the kata, so let's look at that and bring it down. And we'll look at the rotation. If I don't quite get it, You've got the strike in here, and then as we pull this back in, cycle that down and pull, which unbalances and takes them into the move. So I think that's given you a few different things. Simple one is that if the hooks come in, I've managed to clear it and come over here, and we just bar that up across the shoulder, bring this side down, this side up, and then we'll have a kind of a throw to bring them over the shoulder. The body needs to shift in order to make a move, but bit by bit, it just comes down to which one suits you best. Personally, I think grabbing, striking will be the simplest things. Just because the hand's shaped like this doesn't mean it's only a grab. Nothing wrong with striking with it and making sure that you get some effect there like that. You'll notice that in practice, when we do these things, often leave the other hand out for a second, just because if you pull and strike at the same time, the person you're working with's got nowhere to go while you're doing it. So you can either slow it down and work the full technique, or you can go with some kind of speed but give them an out, because that way you're not looking to damage your training partner, or you can do the kata, full speed, full power, with the visualization of everything that's going on for you. So I hope that one helps, and we'll try and bring you another one very shortly.